Hey guys, it's Melissa with Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about shifting your mindset. I know we've talked about this in the past before, but I had a situation happen to me recently and it really reminded me of how important it is to really shift our mindset to get out of that negative mind flow and to really change our thoughts to keeping them positive, because what we really think about is what we call into our lives. And I will give you an example with this story that I'm about to tell you. So I had a situation happen, and I think I mentioned this in one of my other podcasts, where someone was questioning, where I was and what I was doing and if I was being truthful and honest with them. And the situation shocked me at first when I went through it, and I thought, how could this person question me? I haven't done anything to deserve their questioning, and I've been nothing but honest and legitimate and upfront with them, so I wasn't really sure where this was coming from. So this person and I had a conversation about it, and they admitted that, in the past I've had people who were not very honest with me, and so I was hurt in the past. And we've probably all been there, and so I understood the situation, and we talked it out, and I thought, okay, yeah, I get that. I understand how that could happen, So we talked it out, and I thought that would be great, and that would be that. And then just a few days later, the same thing happened. And I'm getting questioned again, constantly. And same discussion, oh no, it's not you, it's my own thoughts, and I have to get a handle on this. Okay, I'd like to give people chances, but I also have healthy boundaries that I know I'm not going to let people cross. But I thought, okay, this will be the last time, that can't happen again. We continue on, and sure enough, another day or two go by, and same thing happens, right? They're different situations, but it's just the same pattern keeps happening. And I said to this person, you really have to change your own thought process. There's nothing that I can do myself that's going to make you feel secure. I don't have the ability to do that. You have to feel that way within yourself, because I've done everything that I know how to do to make you feel secure, and that I'm telling you the truth. And there's not really a whole lot more that I can do to show you that. I'm doing everything that I can humanly do to help you understand that I'm not going to do anything to hurt you on purpose. And I don't know that this person really truly was grasping what I was telling him, but I mentioned that there's a self-fulfilling prophecy where if you keep saying somebody's going to be this way or they're going to do something, that eventually that's going to happen, not necessarily because the person is purposely trying to do it, but if you're constantly accusing someone, they're going to think, well, why do I care? I'm being accused whether I do anything or not. But it's kind of the same way with any negative thoughts you have. If you keep thinking, I don't have enough money, I don't have money to pay my bills, you're kind of calling that in. You're calling in the lack because you are focusing on the lack instead of changing your mindset. And instead of focusing on what you don't have, you focus on what you do have. So when it's time to pay bills, it can be very frustrating to have to sit down and do that because no one likes seeing their money leave. But if you can think about it in another way, think about it like this: I'm so grateful that I have all of the money that I need to pay my bills. I can easily and effortlessly pay my bills, and I'm super thankful that I get to pay them and that I can pay them. And as the money is going out for my bills, I'm making way for more money to come in. And so you really have to change the way you're looking at it, because when we look at it as in, I don't have enough, I never have enough, I always have to pay, that's a lack mindset. And when you start off having a lack mindset, you're just going to keep feeding that and you're going to attract more lack. But when we have a positive mindset, when we think about all the things we have that we're grateful for and that we're ready to receive more, that we're grateful we have money to pay bills, I think about it this way. I know it's annoying to pay bills, but I think of all the things that I have because I have bills. Like, because I pay bills and because I have bills, I have a warm house and I have a comfortable bed and I have television that I'm able to watch to help me relax and take my mind off of things. I have a phone that I can communicate with others and be in contact with my friends and family. So I have a lot because of the bills that I have to pay. So the bills, even though they're not fun to pay, they're providing me with many things in my life. And I'm grateful that I have them because it means that I can afford all of these things. And so I have a lot. I have a lot to be thankful for. And it's really about changing that mindset and knowing that when we are focused on the negative and focusing on, and in this person's case, it was the past, focusing on the past hurt and the people who hurt us, we're staying stuck in that spot. So if you continue to focus and dwell on that person from the past or the situation in the past that hurt you, you're going to continue to call in more anxiety, worry, frustration, and doubt because you haven't let that go. And that can be a heavy weight on you. We've talked about before how when you carry those situations around with you, you're energetically carrying around the people with you as well. And if you were to walk around and see people dragging bodies behind them, we would think how weird that looks and why would people do that? But that is what you're doing energetically. You're still carrying those people and those situations with you. So it's really about forgiveness. And I was talking about forgiveness the other day with a Reiki client, and we were talking about how, she needed some forgiveness in her life. And she was talking about this changing her mindset really did help her, because in her life, when she changed her mindset, she started noticing some positive changes in her life. And that's really what it's all about. And that's what I teach you about in my program, A Purposeful Pilgrimage. We spend time focusing on shifting the mindset about love, about money, about yourself. Because when we stay stuck in those areas, and it's easy to stay stuck. There's so many things that keep us stuck. And when you choose to stay stuck like that, whether you know you're doing it or not, but if you're not letting it go and that constantly comes up in your mind, or like when you sit down and go to your quiet space, usually it's when you're trying to go to sleep at night, what are the thoughts that pop into your head? Because usually those are the things that we're dwelling on. And it's usually at that time of night that those things come back to us and we think, oh yeah, I've been dwelling about that. I'm dwelling on that and I'm not able to let that go. It's keeping you stuck. And so really you need to take the time, especially now, right before the new year it's an excellent time to think about all of the things you need to let go of, things that you're not going to take with you into 2019. This is a great time of year because we start thinking about all of our New Year's resolutions. And I know everyone always says that, I'm going to do this, and then, no one ever sticks to their resolutions. But I challenge you this year, as we're going into this new year, and I'll be talking about this on future podcasts too, especially as we get closer to New Year's, I would challenge you to create a list of things you want to manifest for 2019. What are some things you want to change in your life for the better? What do you want to manifest and call into your life to make it better? And I would set those intentions now. And when you go into the new year, keep those intentions with you as you go and keep focusing on those. Everyone needs to have goals, but when you have it written in front of you, it's sort of holding you accountable, like this is what I want and this is how I'm going to get it. And we don't even always have to be worried about the how part, because when we put our intentions out there and say what we want, sometimes the universe knows how to give that to us and bring it to us better than we do. They have ways that we don't in helping us to attain our goals. So think about the things you need to start letting go of today. What are the shifts you need to make in your mindset in order to make 2019 the best year of your life? What do you need to let go of today? Who do you need to forgive? And I've talked about this before, but I really, really love the website Radical Forgiveness because it is great for talking you through forgiving other people. And I'll put the link in the description to this podcast again so you can find it, because I just can't say how much I truly believe in the power of forgiveness. I told you that whenever I did this for my dad, my relationship with him became so much better. And it's happened for other people. On the one podcast, I also shared with you that my ex-husband came back out of the blue and apologized, and that's very out of character for him. So amazing things can happen if you just go through the process of forgiveness and forgive yourself. You deserve it more than anyone. You deserve to be forgiven of anything that you're still holding on to that maybe you find fault with. Forgive yourself and let go. And just try as best you can to keep your thoughts positive. Don't dwell on the negative. Yes, negative things will happen to us. Those things are meant to shape us, to help us grow, and to help us learn. But if we stay focused on the negative and not what the outcome was, because when I think about the negative things that happened to me in my life, the outcome actually turned out being positive. Even though it's something that you would think would be negative, something positive came out of it every time. When I got divorced, the positive thing was that I found my calling of being a teacher. Through this last breakup, the calling was of being a spiritual teacher and a healer and doing Reiki and starting this podcast and writing a book. None of that would have happened if I hadn't gone through what I did, and if I would have chosen to stay in the mindset of this awful thing happened to me and I'm never going to get over it and this was terrible, I would still be stuck in a place of darkness where I wouldn't have advanced, I wouldn't have done any of the things that I've done. But I decided to use that opportunity to be better, which we always have that choice. You have the choice to be bitter or to be better. And I know which one I would want to choose. I wouldn't want to walk around being a better person because it's not a fun place to be. And energetically, it's a very low vibrational place to be where you play the victim all of the time. It's not fun. So if you think you need help getting out of that mindset, you might want to check out my program, A Purposeful Pilgrimage. It's only $52 right now. And it's 22 days of lessons that you get to keep forever. Plus, I have additional resources there, videos, prayers, meditations. You can go and check it out anytime you need to. And the EFT, the tapping, all of those things are there. And those are all tools you can use to help you get over whatever it is you need to get over. As always, if you feel like it's something you're really, really struggling with, you may need to seek professional help, seek counseling. But whatever you do, don't let those negative thoughts steal your joy or take your power from you. You're in control of them, and when you learn how to change them and focus on the positive instead of the negative, miraculous things start to happen. So I hope that you guys are working on changing those thought processes. Hopefully you don't have to because you're already doing that. But if you're not, think about ways you can change your thoughts daily to help you focus on what's positive in your life, what you're thankful for. Remember, having an attitude of gratitude is what brings in that abundance for us, because we're telling the universe that we're so thankful for all that we have and we're ready to receive more. So think about that. If you are interested in Reiki, Reiki is a great way to help you if you need to let go of emotional baggage, because we can do a cord cutting. We can ask Archangel Uriel to come in and help heal your emotional wounds or wounds from past lives. And when you do all of that inner work and that healing, it's amazing the transformation you see in your life. I personally have witnessed it myself. So I hope that you guys are doing well and that you will keep working on yourselves. I'm so proud to be able to call you guys my soul family, because I know there's so many amazing people out there who listen to me, who are doing amazing things in their lives every day. And I just urge you to keep going. Super, super proud of you. If you like my podcast, please share it with others or leave feedback. Hit the stars on the iTunes feedback to leave a review. I really appreciate it. It helps others to find me who might need me. I really appreciate you all listening, and I hope you have a fabulous day. I'm sending you so much love and light, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.